Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Proverbs chapter 1, there are a lot of voices that are trying to gain the attention and the heart of Solomon's son. There's the father and the mother in verses 8 and 9. There's the sinners in verses 10 through 19. And then there's wisdom in verses 20 to the end. And so in this one chapter, there are a lot of voices: the father, the mother, the sinners, wisdom. And again, they're all trying to get Solomon's son's attention and trying to get him to go their way. And as we think about our life and we think about the world around us, we have a lot of voices as well. There's a lot of people that are trying to gain our attention, trying to get us to go in their direction. And it can be difficult sometimes to discern which voices should we listen to and which voices should we not listen to. In Proverbs 1, it's pretty clear. Solomon tells his son very clearly who he should be listening to. Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. He needs to listen to his father and his mother. And then don't listen to sinners. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. And then he should definitely listen to wisdom. As it talks about wisdom here, crying out, shouting in the street, lifting up her voice in the square. It goes on to talk about, the bad consequences that can come when a person does not listen to wisdom. So clearly, Solomon wants his son to listen to wisdom. And in Proverbs chapter 1, it's very clear who he should be listening to and who he should not be listening to. And as we think about our own lives and we think about our interaction with the world, we need also to be able to discern between the voices we should listen to and the voices we should not listen to. And one of the best ways we can figure that out is in connection to the fear of the Lord. In verse 7 of Proverbs 1, it says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge." And that's definitely true. The fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. And so if we have several people trying to get our attention, several voices that are trying to get us to listen to them, we need to ask ourselves, okay, which voice is leading me to revere and reverence and be committed to God? And which one is drawing me away from God to rebel against God? And that's a pretty good gauge to go by. And that can filter through a lot of different voices that we might hear. As we're maybe engaging in social media, as we're watching TV, as we're watching movies, as we're watching the news, as we're listening to our co-workers in conversation or our family members, we can always be asking ourselves, okay, if I follow this person's advice, or if I take in the information this person has given me, will that lead me to further reverence for God and fearing the Lord and expressing a life of devotion to Him? Or will it diminish that? Or will it take me in the complete opposite direction? And that's a pretty good gauge to go by when we think about all the voices that we hear. And of course, there's voices that we might hear. There might be several voices that might seem as though they would revere the Lord. And there might be several voices that would say that we don't revere the Lord, or that we shouldn't revere the Lord. And we should use that as kind of a gauge to be able to discern between those different categories of voices. And so as we do our reading today and we read about wisdom and we read about the advice that Solomon has given his son, let's be encouraged to take up that advice and to be very careful about the voices that we listen to each and every day. And to, above all, listen to the voice of God. Listen to the voice of God through His Word, and gain wisdom through His Word, and gain wisdom through fearing the Lord and revering the Lord and being committed to His cause. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.